welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm gonna be giving you guys a mini tutorial on how to make a Netflix themed YouTube intro. Prepare yourself because this is going to be a long video, but it's worth it to have a cute intro. This works for couples, non-couples, regular, normal, just yourself intro, whatever, you know. But I did a couples theme. This is Neek and Dwayne. So let's get straight into the video. So we're going to open Canva. And once we open Canva, we're going to click the purple plus sign. And then I clicked the YouTube banner size or whatever, but I had to go out because I messed up. I clicked the YouTube thumbnail size. And then I go to my camera roll and I find the black video that I need. And this is the Netflix intro thing. I Googled on YouTube Netflix intro and that popped up. I screen recorded it, cropped it, and boom. So now I click the little one on the side and I add another page for the second part. And once I do that, I find the black photo. This time, not the black video. And I size it so you don't see the white background. Click the plus sign. And then I go to elements. I click Netflix. And then I click the Netflix logo. I make it smaller. I'm just sizing it how I want it, making it smaller, moving it up. Ooh, excuse me. And then once I get it how I like it, I go to text and I leave the font white and I click and I type who is watching. I made sure all my the beginning of each word, the first letter was capitalized on it, and this is me just changing the font, making it a little bigger, and now I'm just moving it to my liking. So once I get it to where I want it and have some type of feel for it, that's when I go back to elements and I go and look for the square box. I just typed in square boxes and this is what I found. They didn't have one that wasn't moving, so I just had to work with what I work with, and it worked out perfectly. And then right here, it's going to say Manage Profile. And I'm going to change the font, make it probably a little bit bigger, and then place it in the box how I want it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then I had to make it a little bigger, so I was like, nah, that's not going to work. So I had to change the font first to see. And then I was like, nah, that's a little too small. Make the box a little smaller. Then move the box back how it was. And move it over some. So once I get the box straight, I go make the words a little bit bigger. And then once I do that, get it to my desired size, I move it to the center of the box, just like that. Now this is me adding different words like vlog, lifestyle, foodies, because this is going to be basically different things you're going to see on their channel. You're going to see as I get into it. But I'm just adding all the words. I changed each font to 46.1 because that was my desired size for each of them. So you're going to see me change the font as I add each word and then change the font size. You don't have to put exactly these words that I'm putting. This is just something that you might see on the YouTube channel if they was to start a YouTube channel together. So like you can put like challenges, date nights, you can put anything. This is just the words I decided to come up with for them. I added about 4 different words. The only app I used was Canva and CapCut. I use CapCut more towards the end, but this is mainly using Canva. Everything I used was free, so no, you don't have to pay for anything. Just look up what you want, and if it has a crown on it, that means you can't use it. And if it doesn't, then you can use it. So this is me adding the last word. I made it too big on accident, and now I'm just placing everything like where I want it, so I can, have a good feel for where I'm gonna put the pictures and how spaced out I want them from each other or whatever. So this is me just spacing the words out, and y'all don't mind the talking in my background. I have something playing on my laptop. So now I'm going to my camera roll, and I'm going to start adding different pictures of Neek and Dwayne. So the pictures fit the theme. Like, for example, even though they don't have a YouTube channel together, she did a vlog on how she did a vlog on how she decorated for him coming home, traveling, for example, when he was in France, I believe. She was traveling out there. So each picture matches the words at the bottom of each picture. So, moving on to the food. And yes, each picture came from his or her Instagram. No, I did not Google none of these pictures. They came literally directly from Instagram. But, yeah. You're not going to see me add too much animation on it because I didn't want it to be too much. But I think I am going to make another video, like, similar to this one, but, like, more into detail where actually, like, you click on it and the videos play type thing. So, yeah. But this is me cropping this picture because it was too big or whatever. So I had to make it a little smaller and then add it on there. This is me just, now you're going to see me move each picture or each word basically how I like it, where I like it, and where I want it. So I don't know what's the word, but if I see it, I'm gonna fix it, even though it might not look messed up to y'all. It's messed up to me, so I gotta fix it. So this is what I'm just gonna do. Trust in you. What will you do? Do you just step back? Okay, once you do that part, you add another part, another section. So as you can see at the bottom, it says 3. So now you move on to the third part, which is adding a picture of them. And what you're going to see is, I thought I was tripping. So this little white line, I thought it was like part of the picture, but the whole time it wasn't. So you're going to actually see me go through and like delete it and then bring it back. And then I'm going to end up fixing it because I was like, there's no way that's part of the picture. But that we didn't get there yet. So this is me just trying to, do what I do. I was like, whatever. So that's when I started adding the black picture. I stretched it out and then I added it on top of the picture. I brought it down some And now you're gonna see me go back to elements. I went and clicked Netflix. All you have to do is just search in Netflix and it will pop up for you and you can pick whichever one you want. This is me going and moving it to the corner, basically like how Netflix sets it up once you already log in and click on a movie. This is me changing the font to white. All of the font up here is going to be white. This is me adding the word home. This is me adding movies and TVs, different stuff like that, like stuff that you actually see when you log into Netflix and you're searching for a movie. And then I added movies, and I think movies, oh, just movies. I thought it was something else I added. This is the last word I added. New and popular. That's what I added. New and popular, and it's gonna go right beside the movies. Stretched it out because I didn't need it to be bunched up like that. So this is me going and clicking every word and moving it over to the side, and then you're gonna see me change the font size. So I'm just moving it closer to the Netflix. I'm changing the font on every single one of them. Excuse me. Changing the font and make sure I move it closer. You don't necessarily have to move it like how I move it. The little navigation thing that's underneath it, when it pops up, you move it with that, but I hate moving with it because I never put it in the exact spot that I want it. So I don't use it. Changing the font once again, and I'm going over and I'm moving it and placing it so it lines up with each other. And I thought I was tripping. I was like, no, I don't want it that low. I was like, okay, that's fine. Changing the font one last time, and then moving it a little closer to each other. And this is not going to be my first time repeating this step. It's going to be my second, because then now I have to go through and make the font smaller. And then I was like, I did all of that for nothing because I have to make it smaller, but it was fine. And now this is me like, okay, let's see. I was really trying hard to make sure I moved everything like how I wanted it, just for it not to stay that way, just for me to move it, basically. And then I was going off like the purple line at the bottom because it tells me if it's straight, if it's not straight, does it line up evenly and stuff like that. So that's why I kept moving it up and down to make sure I see the purple line at the bottom or whatever. And now this is me adding my list. I thought that was the last thing I was going to add, but I guess not. Changed the font, did everything like I did before, moving it. But then I realized I had to add the picture, and I was like, this is all too big. And I'm like, no, I can't. This ain't working. So I went to font size, and I changed everything to 25 to make it smaller. And like I said, you're going to see me repeat the same steps over. So I'm changing each font to 25, and then I'm going to move them in the certain spot that I would like them to stay in. So I will be back after I'm done with this part. Trust in you. What will you do? Okay, so once I was done with that, I clicked the plus sign and I went back to elements, and then I googled search. And once I did that, you can change the color on it, and so that's what I did. And right here you're going to see me delete it and add it again, because I was like, why is it not changing the color? And then boom, I got it. And then I made it smaller, and then I moved it over because I also had to add two more things. So once I did that, I went back to element and I added the bell. I changed the color on that too. All you have to do is type in bells and that will pop up. And this is me trying to make it smaller, not that small but smaller. And then once I got that, I pushed it more so next to the search button. Then I made that a little smaller, scooted it over some because I realized it was still a little too big, and did the same thing for the bell, moved it over some. And now I went back to my camera roll and I added a picture of them, and I made it small, so as if that's their profile. So when they click it, they can go to their profile. Even though you can't see it, it's definitely cute, and it was worth the effort. Boom. Once I did that, I was like, hold on, let me fix the bell and make the bell like a little smaller. But then I was trying to make it bigger because I didn't want it too big, and I was like, all right, that's perfect. Now let me put it back in place, line it up with the purple line. I seen the purple line, I was like, cool. Now I'm going back to element and I'm adding the Netflix logo sign. Once I did that, I placed it where I wanted it to go, made it a little smaller, and I was like, okay, boom, perfect. I was like, okay, we getting somewhere. Then I added text, and then I added the word series, because it's supposed to be like a Netflix show about them. You get it? So this is me changing the font and then adding the effects, because I was like, you can see it but you really can't. And then I added spacing to the words, and now I'm adding the effects, which is like a dark, it makes the back of the words dark. It gives it some type of shadow. Okay, so once I did that, I lowered it a little bit, and then I brought the series word closer. And once I did that, I went back and I added text. I changed the font to white, and then this is going to say Netflix original in the bacon. I didn't want to put Dwayne because everybody knows him as the bacon because he goes off his Instagram name. So that's what it's gonna say, and this is going to be bold. I'm not making it smaller. It's gonna be just how it looks. And then I clicked return, and then I added Neek and the bacon on it. And once I did that, I sized it how I wanted it, and now I'm just going to place it right underneath the Netflix sign, and I'm adding shadow to the words. I'm making it a little bit bigger. Like I said, I wanted it to be big so you can see it, not small. I didn't want it covering her face, so I had to bring it down some. And then I was like, okay, that's fine. And now I'm going to be adding nothing but text on this part. So it's going to be an overview, so like you can click on it and see it. So going to say episodes, more like this, stuff like that. Stuff that, you see at the bottom of the page on Netflix. That's what I'm going to be adding. And then for each of them, I am going to add some type of shadow because I want you to be able to see it. And, you know, the words are white in the background. It brings it out to where you can see it, but it doesn't bring it out good enough. So I just wanted to be safe and add some type of shadow. So I'll be back with you guys after I'm done with this part.
Trust in you. What will you do? Will you just step out? Will you duck it out? Will you be here to the end? I just wanna know if you my friend. I just wanna know if you pretending. I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my mind straight. Don't give my shit away. I'm just trying to get my mind straight. I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my mind straight. Don't give my shit away. I'm just trying to get my mind straight.
Okay, so once I did that, like I said in the beginning, I cropped it. Well, I clicked on the background and then I cropped it to make it basically bigger so you don't see that white part, because I know I wasn't tripping in the beginning of the video when I first started this part. So then I had to move certain things over or back so you can be able to see it. And that's just what I'm doing right here. And then once I did that, I went on that part. I went to the series because you couldn't see it because of the green in the back. So I had to figure that out. I had to move the Netflix sign over some. So I had to figure that part out so you can be able to see it. So this is me just playing around. And I was like, dang, I'm covering up her face. I was like, I can't do that. So I had to add what I wanted first and then try to move her face. So it basically says, it's basically going to say a story about a couple who met and fell madly in love, basically giving you just a brief statement about what you're about to watch, like how you see on Netflix and such like that. So I'm adding this, and I was thinking while I was adding it, so I kept, messing up a little bit, but practice make perfect. And now that I'm done with this statement, it's going to say each other. So once I'm done with that, I pulled it out some so it's not like all tangled up on each other, on top of each other. And then this is me going to effects and adding some type of shadow so you can be able to see it more clearly and more in depth. I changed the font on it, and then I made it smaller. I had to figure out how I was going to do it without messing up, so you can see her face, not messing up anything, but so you can see her face or whatnot. So I had to bring it down lower, and once I did that, I had to move the paragraph down lower. So, and then I had to scoot each word over so it's not overlapping on whatever else I'm going to add, and it doesn't look like too much. So once I pushed that all over so it's not on top of each other, I went back to my camera roll and then I added play. I couldn't find like a very clear one. So I had to crop it. I screenshotted it and then I cropped it. As you can see, I'm doing right here. I'm just cropping it so you don't see the black. So I had to crop it as much as possible so you don't see any type of black. It's just red. And then I was done. I made it smaller. And then I cropped it some more because I saw a spot that had a little black in it. And I was like, no, we gotta fix that. So then I made it smaller. And then I added it. I moved the words up just a tad bit. And then I moved the picture playback some so you can be able to see it. And then I pulled it to the side. And then once I did that, I did more information. Like I said, I had to find this picture on Google. I had to screenshot it and crop it because I couldn't find one that I liked. And then I'm basically gonna do the same thing, make it smaller, and then add it right next to the word play. And once I did that, I was like, okay, it's coming together. It looks good. It really looks like something from like a Netflix series or something like that. So once I did that, I'm just moving and placing everything set in stone where I want it. And once I did that, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. And then I had to rearrange some things because I wanted you to be able to see everything and not certain things. And I was just having a hard time with the word series because the green and then the white in the back on the picture. So I was like, So I just had to play around with some stuff. And that's what I did. So once I did that, I was like, nah, I don't like it. Let's see how it looks like this. And I was like, okay, boom, got it. And now I'm just moving it down over. And then I went back to effects. And I was like, nah, I'm just going with what I had first. So I was like, okay, cool. And now I'm going and, excuse me. I don't know what I was looking for right here. But I was looking for a click mouse. So I couldn't find it at first. I was like, yo, I know I'm not tripping. So then, even though y'all seen it in that corner, I didn't like that one. So I was like, let me see if I can find something else. And I was like, okay, click mouse, not mouse, click mouse. And that's the one that I used, but I was like, I don't like that one. I have to find another one. And I was like, hold on, this little thing that's moving right here. And I was like, And then everything past that, you had to pay for. So I was like, nah, I don't got time for that. So this is me just going through, and I just ended up using that one. I was trying to see if I could find something different, but I couldn't. And then I put it right above play, so it looked like it's clicking the word play. And then I added the fourth part to it, which is the last part. I added another picture of them, placed it where I wanted it, cropped it a little bit, so you could still see both of them or whatnot. And I was like, okay, boom, perfect. Once I got it where I wanted it, that's when I was like, okay, boom. I clicked the purple plus sign, and then I didn't mean to do that. No, I added the wrong picture. I'm sorry. I definitely did add the wrong picture. I was like, hold on. And then once I got that how I wanted it, I was like, boom, this picture is even better. And I was like, okay, let me scoot it up a little bit so you can like see all the details. And then I went to elements, and as you can see, I used the back arrow so you can go back, and then I'm gonna put back. I I put it as white, so everything was like white. And then once I did that, I put it right beside her head, and then I added the word back. I changed it to white, and then changed the font first, and now I'm adding it. And then I made it smaller because I was like, it don't need to be this extra, this long. So then I added it, and I was like, boom, perfect, got it. Let me scoot it over closer. And then I was like, hold on, I gotta scoot it up because I didn't like how low it was. And then this is me scooting it back just a little TT. Then I added the plus sign once again, and then I went to my camera roll, and then I added 3 pictures of them. Basically, like, you can click on, like how when the movie ends on Netflix and it shows 3 different previews of movies that you could watch. That's what I did. So I'm just adding the word preview in 15 seconds. Like I said, I capitalized every word, every letter of each word. And now this is me changing the font. And then I pulled it all the way at the bottom of the page. This is me using the nudge thing at the bottom. The nudge thing to move it, or whatever it's called. And then I went to my camera roll. I made each picture smaller. Well, I made this picture smaller, and then I put it closer to the bottom so you can still like see everything, but you know. And I was like, okay, boom, let me add another picture. But I had to crop one picture out because one, it was too big, and then I didn't really like it because it wasn't a picture of them in it. So I was like, eh. And then this is me just moving it, and I was like, hold on, this taking too long. Just let me tap on it and then move it. So that's what I did. Had to work smarter, not harder. I had to bring it a little closer to the other picture. And then I had to crop it just a tad bit more at the top because I was trying to make it look like even though it doesn't really look even to me now, looking at it. And now I'm adding the third and final picture, which was the picture that I had first. And I was like, wait, no, I can't use this picture yet. This is me just making it smaller and then moving it. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, but I had to get it to where I wanted it first. And I was like, okay, let's see if this is going to work. And then I had to move each picture over just a tad bit. So once I get each picture to my liking and they're all even, I go through and I move the word at the bottom, preview, in 15 seconds over. And then I go and I do text, and then I add the word subscribe. I change the color to red. I changed the font to bold so you can be able to see it. And like I said, well, this time I capitalized each letter, and then I made it bigger, and then I added some shadows to the background, and then I placed it where I wanted it. I moved it up some, moved it over some, and I was like, let me move it back over. And then I was like, boom, okay, getting somewhere, got it. And I was like, nah. I was like, okay, right there. And then I went to elements and the line. I couldn't find a white box, so I just looked up white lines on here, and this is what I got. And I basically had to crop it each side individually so it could look like so it can basically look like I actually clicked on the box. Like that's the video that's playing. And this took me a good minute because I was like, oh my god. And then I was starting to get the hang of it a little bit, but once I got to the sides, I was like, hold on, it's a little tricky. And I was like, how I'm gonna do this? Because it was crooked a little bit. So I was like, okay, I got it. Now, I gotta move it so I can only move one side instead of me going one side, moving it, and then going to the other side. I just pulled it all the way to the picture, and then on one side, I just pulled it all the way down. Now, I repeated the same steps. I had to fix the bottom because I noticed I messed up on the bottom, but I repeated the same steps for the bottom, for the side, for each side and each bottom. And I was like, okay, finally, like, this is not working. And then I moved it over some so it can look like it's connected. And then I just repeated. I wish I could have duplicated it, but I couldn't, so I had to work with what I had to work with, which was this. And once I did that, I just did the same thing I did for the side. I moved it all the way up. And then I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. Boom, that's perfect. So all I gotta do is bring it down. And then I brought it down, boom. Just like that. I was like, okay, let me fix this because you can see the line sticking over. Perfect. And then I seen something else and I had to fix that. And it was just like bothering me because like I really couldn't like fix it until then. And then this is me adding the click button just to click on the picture, but then I realized I did see one earlier and then I didn't like it. And then I went to the word subscribe and added animations to that. And then I went back and I clicked mouse click, and then I found the one that I was talking about earlier that was so fancy looking. I couldn't find it at first. I was like, hold on, where did it go? Like, I know I didn't pass it. And this is me just still looking like a dummy instead of scrolling back up. And then I was like, hold on, I know I'm not tripping. And I was like, boom, perfect. And then I made it smaller, obviously. And then I put it right on the side of the picture so it can look like it's tapping it. Like, click this one next. And then boom, you're done. You do your finishing touches, which is add animations if you want animations to come. If you don't, then you're done. So you have reached to the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms. Tune in. I lied, this is not the end of the video, but still do everything I just said. You saved it. Well, I saved it. Then you're gonna save it. You wait for it to save. My bad, y'all. I thought it was done. Guess not. But thank you guys for watching this video all the way through. Click save video. Once you save it, you go out and then you go to CapCut. I click a new project, add the video you just added, and then this is me going through and cropping the video so it's not too long or too short. So I split it right here because I didn't want the Netflix thing to show like right here, and I was like, hold on. And then I had to split it right there, and then I had to delete it, and then I had to go back and make sure you didn't see it, and I was like, yeah, you can still see it. So I had to make it, crop it out basically so you don't see it. And I was like, okay, cool, perfect. And split the video in half, and then do the same thing, split it right there. And then I made the end smaller. I always delete the black video every time I use CapCut. Then I made the back smaller, made this a tad bit smaller. I had to look at it, I was like, whoa, that's a little too short there, what you doing? Then I made it a little longer, pulled it back some, giving it a little Then I made this smaller. I felt like it was a little too long. I was like, okay, right there is perfect. And then I went through and I added animations, well, transitions, not animations, transitions. I used basic. I didn't use any other transitions from any other one except for basic. So this is me just going through and picking the ones that I wanted to use or that I found was nice. So I did that for each part of the video, and I was like, okay, let me see, do I like these transitions or whatnot? But now this is the end of the video, so I thank you guys for watching all the way through. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram. I will respond. Or you can comment down below and I'll help you. I love you guys. See you guys in the next video.